Hello, everybody. It's February 10th, 2022. It's a Thursday, and it's about 10:30 p.m. I just want to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about street photography. It's an established art form. It's been around for a long time. In fact, there are famous photographers who have published, you know, photography books of street photography, right? And I'll try and show some examples here. There's also a ton of YouTube videos out there about street photography, about how to do it, right? And also just showing, great street photography. And I'll try and show some examples right here. And, I, for one, am quite interested in street photography. Now, I've tried explaining this to my wife, who's not a photographer, and when I tell her about what street photography is and how to do it, she is creeped out by it, because in short, you go out, with your camera to some place in a town or city, in the streets, and you just take pictures of random things, but most importantly, of random people. And that's where kind of the sort of creep factor comes in, right? And anyway, her sort of discomfort with the whole idea of street photography kind of made me step back a little bit and think about street photography as a non-photographer. Try and get in that headspace of not being a, a photographer who's interested in that art form, just as a layperson. And I have to agree, it does feel a little bit creepy. You're going around taking pictures of random people, right? Just to get it out of the way, in the vast majority of cases of street photography, it is actually perfectly legal. So from a legal standpoint, it's fine. And I'll show here. Here's a video talking about the legalities of street photography. So I'll just sort of briefly talk about it. In most places, of course, this depends on where you live and where you actually go to do your street photography. But if you take pictures of people in a public location where people cannot reasonably expect that they will have privacy, then street photography is considered legal, right? And so, as long as you are a regular, conscientious street photographer, you're probably within the bounds of legality, right? Don't shoot through windows, right? Don't shoot on private property. Um, so in most cases, it's legal. And then that video also talks about the morality of it, and I think he makes a very good point. It's a very good video. You should check it out if you haven't seen it, especially if you're a non-photographer who's creeped out about street photography, because it does kind of help allay some of your fears about the creep factor, I think. But in terms of the morality, he says that he tries not to take pictures of people in compromising situations, right? And he stays away from taking pictures of like homeless people and things like that, right? Just you take pictures of random people, but like doing mundane things and in situations where they're not expecting privacy, and also in a way that's not unflattering. So that's sort of the moral part of street photography. But despite explaining this to my wife, she's still creeped out by it. And I think that would be true for most non-photographers. You can explain it from a rational perspective, you can explain it legally, you can explain it from a moral perspective. There's still something that feels invasive about taking pictures of people without them knowing, right? And so some street photographers will go the extra mile of actually approaching the subject and saying, "Can I take pictures of you?" Which I guess is okay too. I mean, you're getting explicit consent. Not that that's documented or written. So I guess some people can have a written consent form that they can give to the subject, but I think most people wouldn't do that. It's already rare, I think, for street photographers to approach every subject and ask them, "Hey, can I take a picture of you?" Right? Um, but to have a pre-printed consent form for them to sign is also extremely unlikely. So yeah, I mean, you could do that, but I think that kind of defeats the purpose of street photography. Street photography is about capturing sort of the split-second magical moment when with people just going about that they're unaware, right? And so you by you approaching them and asking them, you're in effect compromising the shot, right? You're removing that spontaneity, and so yeah, I don't think it's a perfect solution, and I think even then it might seem a little bit creepy, too, right? You're essentially going and soliciting people for pictures, and certainly getting consent doesn't protect them from you doing bad things with the picture that you've taken, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. But I hope this sparks some conversation because as photographers, I know that we all see street photography as an art form and something that I do think produces beautiful images, thoughtful images, and I would very much like to participate in that. But like, how do we deal with the public perception of street photography, right? If you are entirely within your photography friends bubble, right, you might not see that it's creepy. And it's funny because I think most people, non-photographers, when they see street photography, they'll think, "Oh, it's beautiful." If they see it at an art gallery, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, it's beautiful," and it's clearly art, and they don't question it. But the thing is, if they saw the process, if they knew what it took to take that picture, if they were there when the picture was taken, they might ask things. They might have second thoughts about it. It's a weird space to be in. I think it's one of the areas of photography that has a bit of, I think, controversy with it. I think photojournalism also has some of the same type of controversy associated with it. So anyway, that's it. I just want to make a quick video talking about this. I don't have a solution, but I hope this sparks some conversation.